So we're doing a single batch of fries right now to show you the consistent cook that we get on one order. It's a prelude to what we really want to talk about and show you. That's a feature on all of our fryers that come with the 8000 board, which is load compensation. Operationally, and coming from an ops background, I feel like this is really one of the standout features that our fryers offer. It's what this effectively does is it affects training, it affects labor, and it affects the skill set needed to staff your kitchen. And I'll go over that in just a minute. One of the things that load compensation does is it takes into consideration the temperature of your oil versus what you have written in a program. What I mean by that is if we decided that for fries, it's going to take 3 minutes and 45 seconds cooking at 350 degree oil to get the perfect product, what the fryer is going to do is going to take into consideration the difference between the current set point and from 350. It knows the product that you pushed and the time that it has to cook, the time that it has to cook for a perfect batch. So even though we're sitting at 281 degree oil, as soon as these programs light up, we're ready to cook, because it knows that whatever I have this program for 3 minutes and 30 seconds for, it's going to have to extend the time on this to get the same result as if I was cooking in 350 degree oil the entire time. So it saves you time on having to wait for your fryer to heat up. Not just that, this is where it comes into the labor and the skill set piece. Instead of coaching golden brown, and instead of coaching look, touch, feel, is it ready, gotta drop it, is it ready, gotta drop it, the fryer is doing that for you. And you'll see no change to the digital timer. So effectively, instead of training that touch, look, feel, and making this more of an elevated skill position, the focus is on prepping, portioning, pushing the button and pulling it when it's done. Another feature that load comp does is on this side, we've got a full basket. On this side, we've got the single order. It's doing the same thing. We've shocked the oil down by dropping the full basket to almost below 300 degrees. This is doing the math for us, saying, okay, you've shocked me this low. I have to get the same result as if I cooked the full 3 minutes, 45 seconds at 350 degrees. How long do I need to extend the time? And we'll actually show you where you can go to see how long this load took. Let's talk about the insides. So we mentioned auto top off over on the Velocity. This is the auto top off for the Evolution Elite. Same exact purpose. You take one of your standard jug in the boxes, remove it remove the cardboard, and you slide it under there, insert the probe. The 2 level sensors that are on top will notify the auto top off of any drop in the oil level and refresh it to the point where we want that seasoned cooking. I mentioned how there's benefits with Henny Penny and thought put into a lot of little things. Pump placement is one of them. On our models, the pumps are always going to be to the front. So in case it does ever go down, or inintrusive as possible when we come to repair it. This unit is our only open frying unit with the USB ports. It has the same functions as the USB port for the Velocity. You can download and upload recipes. One thing that you get when you do decide to come on board with Henny Penny and work through 5-point is you have access to our kitchen. So say if you did want to move forward with the Evolution Elite, what we would recommend at that point is, why don't you bring some product in, we'll do some product testing, and we'll get your programs dialed in. That way, whenever it drops in your store, we show up with the set points and you're ready to go. Our standard warranty is 2 years parts, 1 year labor, but what we offer through our distributorship is what we call our total care package. It's 3 years parts and 3 years labor. Effectively, it's not combined, but effectively 5-point will be the warranty company for that 3rd year of parts and for those 2 years of labor. We do keep parts in-house. We do warehouse parts for both combis and fryers, and we have satellite techs in Oklahoma and also in Houston as well as Central Texas, all with vans, all stocked with parts as well. So instead of calling one of the other guys, which are great, but kind of, jack of all trades, master of none, we focus solely and work only on Henny Penny equipment. So we've got an original order here that we cooked a while ago, the fresh one that came out. And then one single order right there. And the whole purpose of this run through on the fryer is to show the consistency between all. Not just the two that were cooked at the same time, but even the one that was cooked by itself with nothing next to it is still comparable to everything across the board. And please keep in mind what we did. We didn't shake, we didn't look, we didn't pull up and drop again. We just let the machine do it. That one? Let's go with these three. I cannot stress enough, if you're cooking to order, open frying is what you want to do and how you want to operate. If you're cooking to replenish, then what you want to do is you want to use the pressure fryer. All right, come on in, don't be shy. As you can see, after 15 minutes, we're still at that 160. We're still at that 168. Thanks for the redo, bro. We're still at that 168, even hovering on 170 mark. With steam coming out of that bite and a ton of moisture retention. There you go. The technology that's been introduced to holding, especially with the integration of humidity control, has kind of changed the game in a lot of ways. Holding at 180 is something I would have never thought of and I honestly didn't buy into until I saw it. But holding at that 180 degrees and introducing somewhere between 10 to 15% humidity creates an environment that's not going to let your chicken and your crust deteriorate. Now, the humidity may seem just instinctually incorrect. A common misperception is that when you get fried chicken, it gets soggy because of the water drops that are dropping on it from it condensating in your to-go box or whatever container you're using. The sogginess actually happens with the moisture coming through and the heat escaping through your breading. So introducing that high heat with a little bit of moisture to make it a little bit tougher for that moisture to escape your product helps you retain it and extend the life of your chicken. I mentioned accessories to help with breaded items. This is that accessory. And notice I'm grabbing it while it's in hot oil. The way this is engineered, the material used, is so you can pull it and dump it at any time. So now we have two open fried tenders. Notice the look. The look is almost identical as far as the cragging goes. And that's, again, just trying to drive home the point that in a pressure fryer, we could create the same look as an open fryer. 165 or 175, and still hovering around 160 here. Open is right here. This is pressure. And again, I can't stress enough, it really has to do with the system and the way that your restaurant is set up and how you want to serve. Cook to order, open frying is the way to go, and we've got a great product for that. Cooking to replenish and cooking to hold would be pressure fryer all the way. So the reason we wanted to fry this for you is to just show that we could powerfully fry through a frozen product. We did a dense battered product with the tenders. We wanted to show how we perform with a fragile product. By not overdoing it, still able to get a nice cook through center without burning the outside. This is a simple roux mixed in with some corn and some hominy. We roll it in egg wash, flour and panko. We use that flour as kind of a barrier in between the panko and the roux itself. Shout out to you, Kyle. And just to show the versatility and the different products that you can cook. And a nice even cook with a golden brown. And again, while this was cooking, we were talking, right? So that whole training piece changes. And from a labor standpoint too, sometimes if you consolidate some of our lines and integrate the control boards, you can turn 3 jobs into 1.5 jobs. Or if the when, not the if, you get the last minute call off on a Friday night, say your MOD has to hop on fry, they actually have the ability to push buttons, walk away, make a quick lap, and come back. Or if you need to pull from dish, that skill set isn't necessary. It's, hey dude, or lady, I need you to come over here. Here's your product. Here's the programs for it. Go. So it makes a lot of things easier, and there's a lot of trickle down benefits that come with buying into our equipment, the process, and what they could actually do. So when you're able to manage your oil correctly and manage the set point and the temperature, you're frying properly. And what I mean by that is frying is actually a dry cooking method. If your oil's hot enough, it's making your product release H2O at such a pace and create vapor that it's making a mini air barrier around your product. When you get soggy product, that's when people are cooking in oil that's not hot enough. Think about if you have a hot stock pot of oil and a cold stock pot of oil on your stove, and if you were to drop a French fry in each one. In the cold one, it's just going to absorb all that oil. In the hot one, it's going to actually start frying. So that being said, we are going to fry a filet. Now, I get it, sacrilege, this is stupid, what are you thinking? But because we're confident in the ability to do that dry cooking process, we're going to create a sear around the steak. We sous vide it in one of our combis to mid-rare or mid-well, depending on what Zach decided to do. And the issue with sous videing, even though it could help you get ahead on a lot of things, especially prep-wise, and you just retherm from there, your outside is going to feel and look like your inside, which is just not cool when it comes to the perception and the eat with your eyes mentality. So we're going to change that. We're going to create that sear on the outside, so we've got a perfectly cooked steak with a broiled look. And there you go, guys. We're going to let this rest for a little bit. And there you go.